All right. How's everybody doing today? I'm Ritzblues, and joining me on the commentary is King Cyrus. Yep. Yep.
I was waiting for you.
That's good. No, it's fine. That's fine. Yeah, you know, love is in the air, guys. How about that last game, man? I'm feeling really romantic, aren't you?
Oh God, yes.
And what a better like romantic film. I mean, just truly romantic film than Titanic. I mean, just a glorious masterpiece of a film, I've got to say. So I'm going to be playing through Titanic 2005, a lovely game made for the NES 11 years after games stopped being released for the NES, about a movie that was released like 7 years before this game, but they saw fit to turn this into a lovely game. So we're going to go ahead and get a countdown here in 3, 2, 1, go. Except I'm not actually doing that right. There we go. 3, 2, 1, go. All right, cool. So we're going to play as Rose. And she's not actually faster than Jack if we're looking at this from a proper speed game perspective. But Rose has some interesting properties. So the story so far, Jack and Rose fell madly in love on the Titanic. They sang, they danced, they drank, they got in trouble, and they had a lovely lovely date that ended with a greasy handprint on the side of a steamy window of a car, and that was the first level. And now the ship is sinking and we have to get out of here.
Oh, it's fireworks. Everything's fine.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, actually, if you like fireworks, this is a game for you. So, the reason Rose is super special, as you can see, is she's got superpowers. She can phase through walls. It's fantastic. Actually, this wall clip input is very complicated. I'll try and explain. You hold the direction of the wall and you press the jump button.
Still can't do it.
It's tough, man. All right, since I took another hit there, I'm just going to take an intentional death here. So, yep, pretty much everything in the game is either a platform or wants to hurt you. And so, you need to, you know, if you die, it sets you back a little bit. There's unlimited continues. But for the most part, you're just avoiding obstacles while making your way through the levels. But yeah, the reason I prefer Rose is that, you know, she kind of ignores walls as an obstacle. Sadly, there's not a lot of places that we can use that wall clip to our advantage, but there's one in particular that I really like. You may be wondering why I'm being careful with my health and like not picking up these hearts. It turns out they don't do anything. So this third level is the boiler room, and we just have to be careful not to take damage for the first couple of obstacles here. We're good. Now I can just power walk through the rest of this. But a lot of yep.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
She's got her nice walk right there.
Yep. She pulls her dress up, you know. I mean, she's very ladylike. She doesn't want her dress to get ruined. Also, more fireworks. I like this level because you can't see your health bar, you can't see how many lives you have, but you can still take damage. Every single one of these side paths is a dead end. And the water scrolls up either gradually or every time you even slightly move. So trying to figure this game out the first time around was very difficult. I got to give a shout out to Brasentia for picking this game for Cuso Grande earlier in the year. This is one of the two games that I really enjoyed from the tournament so far. But this is probably the hardest level in the game, and if I miss the jump, I gotta start all over! Which is why my estimate's a little generous for how long this game actually is. So we gotta do that lovely bit all over again. Also, if you fall to your death instead of taking a hit to the head or hit by an object, your health does not refill. Oh, I messed up. I'm gonna die again. Ha! Cool. Yeah, auto scrollers, they're fun. All right. So the first one we want to climb up. The second one we want to jump for the ladder. Okay, here we go. Jump across. Up. Here we go. All right, let's see if we can get the ladder this time. Cool, we got it. Ladders are actually really tricky here. If you hold left or right while jumping towards one of them, it will remember that direction unless you let go of that direction. So if you like hold right and then shift to up, it's still going to pretend you're going to the right even if you press left. So I actually have to stop moving, then press the direction button I want to jump in, then jump. It's really clunky. But there we go. There's the hardest level in the game right there. So, yeah, the ship looks really fine from out here with all these fireworks. But,
Nothing's happening.
yep, we're now actually moving to the part of the game that I like to call the Metroidvania. So Metroidvanias are nice because they're non-linear. This is also the reason I like Rose, because this hallway of death traps, you can, well, you'll see. You can ignore pretty much all of the traps by clipping out of the wall, falling through the wall, and just running along the ground. So I'm actually currently off camera right now, and I have to kind of count how many staircases are gone by now, because they just rehashed the same 4 screens over and over and over again. In case you missed it, the sequence is staircase, door, another door, yet another door, and then a staircase, except for the staircase that I actually have to take, which is, I believe, coming up soon. Yep, that was it right there. So you have to line up. Because I'm off screen, I have to carefully line this up. Here we go. All right, now I have seen that this door is not only closed and locked, but locked with a padlock. So this is like a double locked door, but that's okay. Now that we know that we're locked in, we can finish the level. So you see why I'm calling it a Metroidvania in a minute. So now we have to run through yet another nondescript hallway, avoiding flying axes. I don't know who's throwing axes, but I mean, I know if I'm in a panic on a sinking ship, that's the first thing I go for, is just an axe to throw at somebody.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how many crazy people on that ship throwing axes. Better start throwing your own.
Alright, so we just have to dodge one more axe right here. We're good. Also, the camera doesn't shift back up. That's nice. Alright. That's another level. Okay, so now we are swimming. This game has lovely swimming controls and animations. I'm out of lives, so I actually want to take a continue here. If the ship sank, we lose. But that's okay. You'd think we'd swim to the right, but no. Actually, if you go to the right, it's a trap. It's a dead end. It's entirely pointless. All you get for your troubles is 1 extra life, and then you have to swim all the way back. So Rose is an Olympic quality swimmer, by the way. She's like absolutely fantastic at this. So all you have to do to swim, I mean, it's like really slow frog suit Mario. You just press the direction you want to go and you go in it. All right, we got our key. We're going to death warp. And that'll save a little time on the return trip. All these little doors that are kind of halfway propped open in the middle there are actually obstacles that I can bump into, and it just slows me down. So most of the time it's fastest just to swim deep. Get a nice little concussion there. All right, so the best thing about Metroidvanias is backtracking. Oh yeah, that's right, we have to go back.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. But this is actually a special kind of Metroidvania. Like, you know that in regular Metroidvanias, you go, you find your object, your power up to get through the next area. However, this is a special case that not only has backtracking, but it also has front tracking. So now we have to do this level all over again, but not from the beginning. No. We start one room backwards. That's -1. This is where we normally start. So now we're at 0. Right here. This is the 0 hall. And now we start progressing through the same level again. Lovely, lovely level design. I don't know that this wall clip actually saves any time, but the amount of obstacles are kind of obnoxious, and the carpets especially are very difficult to avoid. And if you die, you have to go back pretty far, so it's just not really worth it. So, realistically, in a Jack speedrun, you'd have to jump over all these obstacles, unfortunately. Let's see, we got a door right about there. Come on, line me up. There we go. Alright, there we go. We have escaped the bowels of the ship, and we have finally made it to the surface of the ship. So it's time to get to the lifeboats. And thankfully we can just go right through ice like it's nothing, and walls too. And if we're lucky, we can catch nothing. Okay, cool. That's alright though. We'll respawn right there. So, fun fact, I don't know where, but somewhere on this boat, surely Tintin is here because they're snowy. I'm sure Tintin could have been on the Titanic, right? Probably not. Here we go. Another great thing about this game, it's got some real choice music. Hello, Snowy. I mean, just look at this guy. He's got some real bangers. This guy, he's dedicated to his craft. The ship's going down, but he's still playing his little violin. Okay. So that just leaves us with one last level right here. Because we're at 0 lives though, and I've got a risky damage boost, I am gonna just, in the interest of saving time, get another game over real quick. Alright, so this is the final level. The ship is sunk. We're still in our lovely cocktail dress. And now for the lovely platforms here.
Are you swimming? Oh, for a moment I thought you were swimming from the bottom of the sea.
I was. So, yeah, to climb up these platforms out of the water is one of the hardest things to figure out in the game. It turns out it's not just pressing the jump button while being next to the platform. You have to be careful here, I don't want to get hit. You actually have to go completely neutral. And while it seems like jumping across these platforms would be fast or, somewhat useful, the spacing is so awkward that it's faster just to swim. That's okay though, because Rose does not have to swim. I mean, Cyrus, you remember Titanic. You saw it, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I remember when Rose had to swim across the, out of the bottom of the sea up to the Titanic and climb over the iceberg. Great part of the movie.
Yeah, it was. It's fantastic. I mean, the ending, though, it's truly one you never forget. I mean, swimming through the water, avoiding jellyfish, and also, that last moment when you're floating in the top of the water, when she's floating in the top of the water and she's with Jack, and they get in their boat and they sail off together.
Yeah, best part of that movie, just greatest love story.
It's such a good story. That was the end, by the way. I hope you guys didn't blink. That was the final cutscene. So yeah, that's Titanic. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that, because I know it's one of my personal favorite romances. Just absolutely beautiful story. So thanks everybody. Thanks again for helping me out with this, Cyrus. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the marathon. All right, I'll go ahead and toss you back to Bro Cincha.